Onegaishimasu. Welcome back to the Garage Dojo here in the time of COVID-19. I hope everyone is minding the rules and trying to flatten this all out so we can all get back together again as quickly as possible. I know it's hard on everyone. You know, we're homeschooling, we're working from home, but we're used to working from home and we have some acreage, so it could be worse. To all my friends that are in the cities, thinking of you a lot. I know that's really hard being in an apartment somewhere in a big city. So do your best. Best thing we can do, I think, for ourselves is to stay in shape and continue to practice our karate, even if it's nothing but practicing Sanchin Kata every day, 3 or 4 times. That alone will settle us and keep us in much better health. So today I'd like to cover the Kata Saifa. Saifa is a difficult kata. It is not long kata, and it is probably one of the more difficult short katas that we have in Goju-Ryu. A lot of people look at it of where it falls in the lineup, but it wasn't always that way. Instead of being hierarchical so much, after the first couple of katas, they were, if you visualize them spread out like playing cards on a table, the sense that you only learned maybe 2 or 3 katas max in your karate career back in the old days. And you were given a kata that truly suited your temperament, your size, your aggressiveness or lack of aggressiveness, however your personality was, and those were the katas you learned. But you practice them so much, and you practice the bunkai oyo of them, and your body was so hard from all the hojo unbu training and the junbi unbu training that you were in good shape. And when the rubber met the road, the techniques that you learned in those couple of katas that you knew were enough to carry you, because you knew them so well, and you knew the applications so well. So Saifa wasn't necessarily a low kata, it was a kata that suited different personality types according to the sensei's choice. It's difficult. It starts out with some diagonal moves that are against a wrist grab, how to get out of that by approaching the assailant and breaking the grip, and then raking the eyes or blocking a punch, grabbing and pulling them into that uraken strike. So you're learning to use your body weight, as we always do in Goju-Ryu. So then we get up to the hardest part of the kata, which is from the third one of those, we've got these one-legged crane stances and then a kick out of that. Finding that balance point, much easier when you're younger than when you're older. I think I've got friends that can attest to that, especially if you've had knee surgeries and things like that. It's hitting that stance, toes down, knee up, and then being able to kick is very difficult. Takes a lot of practice to get that. So there's both those ways, plus to compound it, as in all Goju-Ryu, they're having us do 3 things or 4 things at once. On that particular move, you're looking one way, moving another way, hands are blocking, and knee comes up, then the kick. Then we look the other way, move the other way. Here, kick, 1, 2. So just that alone takes a lot of practice to get it down right. So you're doing 4 things at once at least. There are turns working this way and this way. There are some tetsui strikes on top of the head or into the collarbone, grabbing the wrist and pulling someone in close without losing the stance you're in. So if you visualize that you're standing shoulder to shoulder at a bar and somebody messes with you, and you just have to grab them without having to turn like this, you've got the idea. So it ends with a 180-degree turn where we have punched and we're getting someone else attacking, we need distance. Let me do it from the side. So we open this, that's a block or a strike. This hand is coming around to get more torque and around. So strike or block, and then this one comes around, takes the neck out. There's defense in this kata against knee dives, which with all the people that train in jiu-jitsu and judo, not a bad thing to know. You have to brace against it here and down. This just signifies it could be open hand, could be closed hand, but the strike, you have to brace against somebody going for your knees and hitting them alongside the head. Then we're going to grab and we're going to step across and put them on their back and finish them. So a lot of good defensive moves in this kata. It is a challenging kata. It is low on our hierarchy, so you master this kata, you'll find that a lot of the kata above this are not going to be nearly as challenging. So, enough said. I'm going to walk through it first so that we get an idea of this kata. So, pardon my balance if I am on a crane stance and can't lock that in sometimes. It happens. So, anyway, our traditional opening here and into yoi. So we're going to cover up the right fist with the left hand and step out diagonally, pull up. Head goes with the body, so the head turns the same way. Pull. The pull is square to the body. If you pull around the body, you're going to turn your shoulder and you won't be able to do the next move. So that move is here and square to the body. More like so. That way we're not pulling ourselves out of position for the next move we need to make. So we're here, cover the right hand, step out about 45 degrees and pull up from the Sugidachi, pull, now we look back. What we did was we broke, they have our wrist, we're stepping, instead of pulling against them, we're closing the distance to them and then using our arm as a lever to knock their grip off of us. Then, if they go to grab or punch us, we're coming around. Backhand is hidden, comes around and uraken. So what's really happening, if you visualize this correctly, we pulled away. Now we're going to grab, intercept that punch or grab coming toward us, close on it, and pull them into that by dropping our body weight back. We do 3 of these, which is typical of Goju katas, where a point that they feel is very important, we may start that kata doing that same move 3 times. 2 to the right, 1 to the left in this kata. So we're here, cover the right, step out, Sugidachi, pull, look back, come on, looking right over that uraken. This hand is open, last chance block. Reality, you pulled something back with your arm. So cover the left, step across, pull, look back, another uraken. Third one, same as the first. 1, 2, look back, 3. Okay, now we're at the top of this T. From here, we've got, I always like to visualize that there's one opponent over here that I need to look off, that I need to check what that opponent's doing. But then I have another opponent right here in front of me that I've got to really deal with next. So as I move, I want to look this way at that opponent, and I'm going to go to the left, clearing, blocking. This is a sweep block, an Osauke kind of a block. This one comes up inside of their punch. So top hand has to clear, bottom hand comes next, okay? This one could be against a punch or a kick. This one comes up in between the next punch is coming for my face. When it's like this, typically I can grab out of that very easily. So from here, we're going to go this way, up, then kick, look the other way, step across, top hand clears, bottom hand follows, kick, and 1, 2. Now here comes that knee dive. Someone's going for your knee. These are shoulder height. These are strikes right into the shoulders of an opponent. It stops a punch and heartbeat. And then coming down, boom. Drop your weight just enough to be braced. So, you know, if you don't brace that knee, you're gonna go down in a knee dive. So 1, now setting up another opponent behind us now. So we need to turn 180, step across, bend sokodachi, turn. Seiwakai is like this block here, wax on, wax off, okay? In Judokan, it was hammer fist. Both are good. I actually like the hammer fist better because it's so powerful looking like this. 1, 2. So that's gonna clear out anything. Blocks, people, punches. We do the Hikyuke is what I call it, this block right here. So as we set up, again looking at it this way, here, we're going to get this left hand under the elbow, and then as we turn, this one goes here to block, comes back and back out shoulder height again. Then again, leg, I see this all the time. I just don't think that practicing this kata like that's gonna do you one whit of good when someone does go for your knee. So you have to see it and drop, brace yourself. Like somebody going for that leg. If you just run your kata like this, there's nothing there. So make sure that, bam, drop the weight, circular. You can practice this against a wall and just 1, 2, 2, so that you've got that arc that you need, and it's acceleration. That's because you need to hit someone in the side of the head that's taking your knee out. So, where was I? Okay, so come around, Hikyuke, boom, boom, boom. This should show right about the crown of the head. In the old days, they had top knots. So you could hit on top of the head, grab that top knot, and pull them down into you. A lot of people now, you find have a shaved head. So I prefer to think about it, the tetsui, then grab behind the neck and show that. Here's the key point is the tetsui. Grab behind the head, and this hand comes to the ganka point, right to the outside of your breast. So here, okay? Then we're gonna sweep the other side, boom. Again, that's the key point. Around and pull them in, all right. So we're actually facing this way in the kata. Okay, so now, as I move, notice this hand didn't move from where it pulled him in, but it closes, boom. This goes out right into the shoulder, could go into the neck. We were taught neck back in the day, but now they stress more the shoulder. And if you have somebody punch at you, you hit them in the shoulder, right at that joint, when they're punching, it will stop a punch in a heartbeat. So we're here, let's see, here, nope, I'm in the wrong move. We're here. So close the hand and boom, punching, okay? Now the next move, you need to feel another opponent is grabbing for you. You need to gain space. So we're going to step away from them, step through with the left foot and pivot into right neko ashidachi. So you pull it this way and you see the setup here, okay? This hand that was a punch turned into a haito, block or strike. This hand is poised to come around, and it more whipping the better. So boom, boom, like so. And so you're ending up like so, okay? Then, Murote Uke, this hand, all it had to do was turn up and push, hold, circle down and under, and back. Ready. So I know I confused you that time because I was running this in a lot of different ways so you could get the advantage of seeing it differently. So I hope that didn't destroy your idea of what the embusen or the pattern of the kata is. That was not my intention. I just wanted some moves for you to see a little bit better. And I'll run it both ways just so we can get that viewpoint. So the whole kata, this is a kata that if you run it in competition, you're going to be through with it very quickly. So you really need to know where some of the key points are that you might pause for a split second. Especially if you're, well, even in Japan when we're competing until the finals, you're running 2 at a time. So someone else is running another kata right next to you, and I doubt that it's going to be this kata. So what happens a lot of times, you run Saifa and you're finished, and here's some other person running next to you that's halfway through their kata, and they're plodding along. And what happens is that a lot of judges that aren't Goju practitioners sometimes see that and go, well, that kata was over really quick. It must not be very much of a challenge. But this guy's over here, even if he's just doing step, punch, mayageri. And so try to stretch that kata out by knowing where the kime points are. And there's not many because it's a short kata. So you want to stretch it out a little bit by paying attention to your timing. So let me run it head on here. Again, more of a walk-through speed. So Saifa. To our yoi. Inhale. Now you're ready. Cover the punch, more room. These are all one-take videos, so it's just like I'm teaching your class. And I had an old student of mine, telling me how much she enjoyed training with these new training videos because they are one-take videos. And she said, it's just, I feel like I'm in class with you, Sensei. So that is, bear with that. So it's not polished. I don't have a script. I'm just up here teaching. And it would be just like if we were in the dojo. So I will make gaffes. I will say strange things sometimes. So bear with it, have fun. Okay, keep smiling. All right, now, I don't know if I can get this all in from the side, but let's give it a try. So, right, again, I'm more of a walk-through speed. More room here for the video. I also have to make some adjustments as to distancing so that I don't run out of the frame of the video. So, back to this move. This first move is hijiate, a knee strike. So you pull it up, toes are down. Very important. Bring it up like it's a knee strike. Again, I see this kind of a practice a lot. And I think that you're protecting your balance, but when it comes to driving that hijiate into somebody, I don't think you're gonna have it if you don't practice it that way. So, making sure that when we do that move here, like so. So bring it up with some intention and with some authority. What we're doing, we're blocking either punch or kick, blocking the other punch, okay? And then we go to knee them. I can grab them, like I said. Boom, grab, I go to knee them, and they see the knee coming, and they pull back, of course, it's just a reflex. So knee comes up, they flinch back, and then I kick them away, okay? So that takes advantage. If we don't hit them with the knee and they pull back, then the Mageri gets them. So make sure when you go into that crane stance, that one-legged stance, the toes are down. And you prove this to yourself by, when you do a hijiate like this is a great exercise for it too. Okay, when you do it, try it with your feet flat like the mat or parallel to the mat. So much slower than if you put the toes down. So that's why hijiate, or that knee strike, toes are down. And that's exactly what we're doing here. Your students are going to have a lot of problem, or yourselves, with this sequence of moves. So we would break it down when we're teaching to where we're here in this third one, and we would go top hand clears, bottom hand. Top hand clears, bottom hand comes. Top hands are like well-oiled gears. One has to move before the other one can come up. So then once they have that, where they can understand the hand movement, right, and the way you're supposed to look, we just have to look back forward when we get there, because that's where we're blocking and kicking and hijiate. So I've seen people that look one way and they keep looking one way. And I'm thinking, well, how do you block if you're still looking that guy off? You're just looking this guy off as you move. You're moving away from him. So here, one, but our opponent is in front of us. So very important that you recognize that. So the next move that we do with them is here, 1, 2, knee up. 1, 2, knee up. 1, 2, knee up. Whoa. 1, 2, knee up. Still keeping the hands going. Clear, follow. Clear, follow. Clear, follow. Again, working on that toe down, knee up. If we don't bring the knee up to here, it's not going to be a good strike. Okay? Then once they get that movement, see, now they're doing 1, 2, knee up. Then we can add the actual kick. So have them, and I mean, you can do this for 5 minutes at a time to really get the sequencing. 5 minutes of each one of these breakdowns. So here, and 1, here, and 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, ichi, ni, ichi, ni, ichi, ni, ichi, ni, until that feels fairly smooth. Hand position. This one is like Sakuyuke, even if it's on the inside, which a lot of times would be this block, but it shows in Kata parallel to the ground. This hand is down, like so, pushing down toward the mat of the floor. Palm here, not like this. Good parallel and parallel. That's what we need. So that challenging sequence, if you break it down that way and practice it that way, I think you'll start getting it very well. Making sure top hand clears, bottom hand follows, knee up, kick. Top hand clears, bottom hand follows, knee up, kick. So if you can start doing that, and your students, and keeping your balance during that, because you're coming to a hard stop here. 1, 2. So there's a tendency for the body to want to lean over. So the only way you're going to get above that is practice, 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 and keep your conditioning in your knees. Okay. Remembering that into the shoulders, right? 1, 1. Okay. This one's the one over the knees closed. The other one is catching like so. Now, like I said, they could be both open. If you've ever been slapped in the ears, that's a very, very effective strike. So when we're here, make sure you show a little bit of bracing, and you know, you can have a friend go for your knee. You know, you're here and they dive for your knee, and that teaches you to brace against that. Strong Zenku Tsudachi, lowering your weight, and then when they grab, you can just touch them. Change the hands, turn the head, they'll go over on their back and finish them off. So you can practice, it's very good to practice with a partner actually. Okay. Shoulder height, as I said. As we come around here, bin sokurachi. Bin sokurachi. Look at the position of the hands. It's like come around out of that. One and two. Or hammer fist and double punch. Both of them are good techniques, okay? So, and then we go against the next knee dive. So we came around here and 2, hey. Now this one, check your balance. Doesn't have to be a full sweep, just 1, hey. This can also be a block against a Maegeri. Works very well. 1, hey. That brings them within distance of you when they kick. So here comes the kick, block, step in, grab, boom. Very effective. Probably more easy to understand how this works if you'll practice it with a partner who is throwing a Maegeri kick at you. Okay? So you use that knee instead of instead of a sweep this way, it is a block, strike. I like to strike the clavicle. That's 4 pounds, breaks that. Boom, grab behind the head, pull them in. So practice that with someone throwing a Maegeri. You start slow, 1, hey, pow. And you'll see both sides how well that works. Okay, the end, again. Okay, we're here. Second one of these. As we turn, this hand doesn't move from where it is. It just closes. We step into a right sancha, boom. Right straight up from your shoulder, neck high anyway. Okay, now open it, make a haito, get the thumb tuck, take a step away, someone's behind you. Maybe they just grabbed your shoulder. And as you step, you take that shoulder, that punch coming, and boom, then catch them in the neck. This puts them behind you. And if that's done to you, this technique will turn you over and put you on your back flying through the air. It's very powerful because of the torque, the circular Goju-Ryu. So always envision that as somebody's grabbed your shoulder and you have to get distance, take that hand and then pow, take their head, okay? So let me run it one more time and we'll call it a day. Hope you will practice this. I need practice on this kata, probably more than any kata that I run. Well, maybe. Okay, hey. Saifa! Beautiful Johnson City, Texas, here on April 11th, 2020, saying goodbye to you from the world famous Garage Dojo from Saifa, Texas. Happy Easter, arigatou gozaimashita, happy Passover. Bye.